results unclear, but I know.
Hi, I'm Angela, product growth marketer, somewhere between caffeine highs and retention lows. Welcome back to Anchor, where surviving the platform wars counts as innovation. Let's begin.
Moonlight bends, it bends like us.
How 2025 trading products guide user behavior. These tools reveal a trader's constant hunger for a signal they can trust. Attention, trust, and retention drive design. The daily struggle. Every trader's screen is a battlefield, charts jumping every second, alerts buzzing with no pause, and social feeds flooding with hot takes that all sound urgent. On top of that, there are the endless Telegram groups, Discord chats, and WhatsApp threads, each packed with screenshots of wins and losses, unverified tips, and memes that make high-risk bets look like jokes. The problem is not just the speed of information, it's that everything shows up at the same volume. A random influencer's call gets the same visual weight as a research note from a fund. The brain, drowning in this flood, grabs whatever feels most familiar or confidence-boosting, whether or not it deserves the attention. This is where trading tools start shaping behavior in ways most people barely notice. The way a dashboard is laid out, which notification gets highlighted, what kind of social signal is surfaced first, all of it decides what a trader acts on. Traders think they're choosing, but the product is already nudging the choice. In the end, the scarcest resource is not money, it's attention. Every chart, every ping, every chat message competes for the same mental slot, and what traders really want is not another chart or feature, but a signal they can trust enough to cut through the noise. That need is exactly what shaped the products we're now seeing in the market. Copy trading, advisory layers, and social-driven platforms are less about adding functionality and more about building confidence filters. They step in to answer the simple but heavy question traders face every day. What signal do I act on right now? When you zoom out, the new wave of trading products all circle around the same tension. How to give traders a signal that feels trustworthy in the middle of chaos. The approaches look different on the surface, but they're all solving the same underlying demand. One path leans on social signals. Traders copy what others are doing, not because they believe the crowd is smarter, but because they want proof that someone else is willing to place a bet. The group becomes a filter for confidence. Another path builds around advisor signals. These tools package strategy into simple guidance, almost like having a coach whispering what move makes sense. The promise here is less stress, more clarity, and a sense that the heavy lifting is being handled by an expert system. Each model frames trust in a different way. Social platforms sell trust through collective behavior, advisors sell it through authority, and algorithms sell it through neutrality. But at the core, they are all fighting for the same scarce resource, the trader's attention and the confidence that the next click is anchored in something more than noise. Across all these formats, the underlying driver is the same. Traders seek trusted signals that reduce uncertainty without eliminating agency. Products evolve to meet that need, blending social proof, automation, and AI insights into a single environment. Understanding how attention and behavior interact with design choices is critical for product managers building the next generation of trading tools. Copy trading. Copy trading offers social proof. Watching another trader's performance provides a shortcut to judgment. Users adjust allocations, follow top performers, and rarely deviate from what the platform highlights. The platform's design subtly determines whose risk-taking becomes visible and whose remains invisible. Top exchanges' built-in follow features create similar dynamics, turning observation into participation without explicit instruction. People follow other traders because it feels safer. Seeing someone else cash in makes taking a risk themselves seem less scary. Users end up staring at performance charts all day, adjusting allocations nervously, and sticking close to whatever the platform highlights. Social proof turns into a crutch. confidence comes from watching someone else roll the dice. For example, a trader might copy a top performer's Bitcoin bets, shuffle half their portfolio into Ethereum because the feed says it's trending, or jump into a meme coin just because everyone in the group chat is buzzing about it. Platforms like eToro or the copy trading features built into the major exchanges make this easy, showing top traders to copy and letting users mirror trades automatically. Automated strategies? Automation sells the idea of control. Traders connect their accounts, let strategies run in the background, and enjoy the relief of not clicking every order themselves. A bot that executes around the clock feels like discipline made simple. Over time, small gains build trust, and signals from automation turn into part of the daily routine. Instead of staring at charts for hours, traders check dashboards, adjust settings, and monitor results. Some platforms take this further by offering pre-built strategies that claim high win rates across both bull and bear markets. Cointech2U, for example, plugs directly into major exchanges and positions itself as a way to keep trades running with minimal manual effort. For a trader, this shifts the work from execution to supervision. They might set a system to rebalance between Bitcoin and ETH every few hours, then casually review performance over coffee or let a volatility strategy ride while they focus on their day job. The process feels sustainable because the heavy lifting is automated, while the human role is to oversee and decide when to step in. II trading advisors. Advisors in trading act like co-pilots. Some platforms operate as autonomous agents that continuously scan social discussions, on-chain events, and market signals. They assemble a live narrative map that shows which tokens are gaining attention and which stories are starting to spread. AIXBT is one of these. It works as an AI agent focused on extracting alpha from real-time market data and crypto narratives, surfacing early signals before they fully reach the crowd. Another tool works more like an information distribution and indexing layer for Web3. Kaito collects and organizes data from forums, research reports, governance proposals, podcasts, and social feeds. It transforms this flood of content into searchable and structured insights that let traders connect shifts in attention with on-chain behavior. In practice, an advisor might detect a sudden spike in posts from influential accounts, while on-chain transfers show early activity in the same token. The system sends an alert with a short explanation of which wallets moved, which accounts spoke up, and how this compares with past cases. Another situation could be the opposite. Social buzz rises sharply, but on-chain data stays flat, which signals a possible overhype and prompts the trader to adjust, risk, or hedge. Over time, these advisors shape more than trade execution. They change how traders interpret the market. Narrative signals start to carry as much weight as charts, and wallet movements become a new form of credibility. For product teams, the challenge is clear. The signals must be transparent, the logic interpretable, and the action steps obvious. When sources are verifiable and reasoning is easy to follow, signals turn into trust. That is the true product value. Social integrated platforms. Social integrated platforms turn attention into interaction. Robinhood Social integrates real-time activity with community chatter, letting users see what peers are doing and talking about. Trending trades, notifications, and follow suggestions become a form of signal curation. Users rely on this curated visibility to gauge relevance and credibility, turning ephemeral chatter into a psychological anchor for decisions. Trading doesn't happen in a vacuum anymore. Robinhood Social layers a constant stream of social signals over the market. Users can follow other traders, peek at public portfolios, and see what notable investors are doing. Every scroll, every like, every new follower subtly shapes what gets attention. This turns trading into a social activity. Popular trades and trending users act as anchors in the chaos, giving something concrete to focus on. Decisions aren't just about numbers anymore. They're about where attention is flowing. Social proof becomes part of the signal. The platform meets a deeper need for reassurance. Traders feel less like they're guessing alone and more like they're moving with a crowd that validates action. It doesn't just surface tools, it structures attention, nudges behavior, and builds confidence through the rhythm of social interaction. Robinhood Social shows how the next generation of trading products will embed behavioral cues into the experience. Clarity and trust aren't delivered through raw data alone, they're delivered through curated visibility and social context. Robinhood X. Every approach shapes how traders see the market, who they trust, and what decisions feel safe. Traders chase signals because the market moves faster than any individual can process. Copy trading, automated strategies, AI advisors, and social integrated platforms all answer the same underlying tension: how to act with some degree of confidence in the chaos. Each product shapes attention differently, nudging users toward patterns, benchmarks, and behaviors that feel reliable. Social signals pull traders in because seeing others act makes the risk feel less lonely. At the same time, this pull can push everyone in the same direction, creating herd behavior. Confidence rises, but so does the chance of bubbles and panic. The real challenge for product design is showing collective insight without letting momentum become the only guide. Advisor signals take some mental weight off traders by offering clear step-by-step guidance. Users feel like someone is turning complexity into something digestible. The flip side is dependency. When a product positions itself as an advisor, it carries more than guidance. It takes on part of the user's trust. If results go wrong, users do not just leave the product, they leave skeptical of the whole category. At the end of the day, users want signals that land without friction. They want to understand the market without extra mental gymnastics, to act with confidence without overthinking every step. The overlap of these paths reveals a design insight that matters for founders. Products do more than enable trades. They scaffold behavior, influence perception, and codify trust. Decisions about visibility, ranking, and recommendation shape what users consider actionable. Subtle tweaks to what is shown, how frequently, and in what context have outsized effects on engagement and retention. The next frontier lies in integrating these dimensions while keeping user cognition at the center. Founders can ask, how does each signal interact with attention? Which mechanisms reinforce confidence and which encourage meaningful exploration? Where can transparency build trust without diluting effectiveness? Viewing product design as a behavioral system rather than a set of features uncovers opportunities for differentiation that go beyond algorithms or UI polish. Closing thought. Every alert, feed, and interface shapes decisions. Observing this gives product managers the tools to build systems that respect cognition while delivering value. At the end of the day, no single product forces anyone to click or follow a strategy. People trade because fear, greed, and FOMO are hardwired into decision-making. The tools simply amplify those impulses while quietly shaping what gets attention and what feels safe. The responsibility sits across the system. Market rules, platform design, and the lack of clear signals all create an environment where risks get diffused onto the least prepared. Still alive in market and your self-doubt? Cool, most great products start right there. If you survive this dispatch without mental breaks, Anchor sends caffeine. Recommend this colony log to your fellow survivors.